Hey, this is Debbie, the North Carolina Stitcher, coming to you again for another update. This is October the 9th, 2019. And I want to welcome all my new viewers and my new subscribers. I've had quite a few in the last couple of weeks. I really appreciate you for watching and subscribing to my video. And also the returning subscribers and viewers, I appreciate you too. So, I'm going to do an update tonight on my Dark October stitching. My first 24 hours of cross stitch, which was this past weekend, excuse me, and my homework for School of Magical Stitches and Literature, which I've not really gotten into yet. I just joined that group about a month ago. I've thought about it off and on through the year, and I just kept waffling back and forth. Did I really want to do that? But then I realized, you know, I can do it if I want to, and then if I decide I don't want to do the homework, if it's too complicated or too convoluted, then I won't do it. Sometimes it is a little bit convoluted, but I've enjoyed it so far. But anyway, to start off with, my first 24 hours of cross stitch, I think was a pretty good success. I ended up stitching 17 hours. I'm a little bit too old to be doing that 24 hours straight in a row, but you know, if my husband was out of town or something, I probably could do it. But with him home, you know, we sleep during the day. When he comes home on like Saturday morning, I started Friday night late, and then when he got home Saturday morning, we went to bed and slept, and then, you know, it was later that evening before I got to stitch again. But it was really fun. I enjoyed it, and I got some stitching done. And so I want to tell you, first of all, about all the whips I've had so far this month. And the first one is something I'm stitching on every day. And it's the Stitchonomy. It's called Drawloween, I think. It's a sow, where she gives you a little part every day. So far I've been keeping up with it. Here's where it is. There's one for today, but I haven't got it downloaded and stitched yet. It won't take long. I didn't do the top, and there's stuff on the bottom, and there's things on the outside. And people have been doing all kinds of different things, like spider webs and spiders and the skeletons and witches and bats. And I thought, well, I'm gonna wait and see and decide what I'm gonna put on the outside of mine. But I just want to keep up with the inside. So, and this is on a Fabrics for LJ 18 count. This is kind of gray, one of the fabrics of the month. So, unfortunately, he's not dyeing fabric anymore, so that's a shame. But you know how it is. They come and go. They can, you know, people's businesses come and go. All right, and the next one I worked on was my Halloween Mystery Town sow from, this is Ship's Manor. And I started this one back in, I think, 2017. And I haven't worked on it probably since, you know, the very beginning, because I'm still on part 1 and 2, I think. And this is the one that has that darn light effects from DMC. If I'd known there was a Weeks that would have been just as good as far as the color, I would have done that, but I already had all these stitches in. All this is the light effects, this, and there's more that goes down there, but that's the most hateful thread that I have ever worked with in my life. But I put in all these black stitches. I did that, which I really want to work on that some more. So I think I will. You know, this gray here looks about the same color as the fabric, but that's actually stitched, this and this right here. But it's basically a full coverage piece, except for, you know, of course, around it. But the inside of it's a lot of stitching, which I like it though. It's really cool. All right, that was on the first. On the second, I did, of course, my Stitchonomy. I did more of the Halloween sow, and then this one here is not a Halloween or Dark October stitching one. If I can find it. See, I was organized a minute ago. This is for the School of Magical Stitches and Literature homework. Let me pull it up so I can tell you exactly what it was for. And I should have had this pulled up. I'm sorry. And I just can't seem to get organized. That's my problem. I need to get more organized for these videos. Okay, this is for the prompt where you have to stitch on something that for jealousy, which it begins with one of the letters in the word of jealousy, which is this one right here. Long dog, the Jardin de Pleasure or something. I think it's something garden. maybe the pleasure of my garden or something. I'm not really sure. But anyway, I worked on that one. And I put in 300 stitches on that. 350 actually. I only had this part right up here, and I put on all the rest of this. This is on an 18 count antique white Ada. I think it's an 18 count anyway. It might be a 20 count actually. No, it's 22 count now that I think about it. Yep, 22 count. Which I like doing that. I'm doing it with one strand of Silky Thread, and I've got they're not the blendables, but they're not the variegated. These are just 3. Now, you know, everyone buys the Silky Petites, but I went on the Silky website, and you can buy the Petites, you can buy this size, and you can buy the big cone. And there's one I bought the big cone of, and it's a red. It might be, I don't think it's this one. No, it was more of a brighter red than this, I think. And these hold a lot more thread, of course. And I think they're $6.99. I got them on sale at one point. That's why I got these. And there's 300 yards on those, I believe. So that's pretty good. All right, then on the next day, I did Halloween Quaker. And that was for all the tears shed in the bathroom. Stitch on a project that is related to a bathroom. Which, this one has houses on it. So, and there's bathrooms in houses. So, that's what I used for that one. And here it is. It's the Halloween Quaker from Lila's Studio. And I used this for 2 prompts. The next one was for something dark. Stitch on something dark. So I ended up putting in like 650, 700 stitches. I did this whole inner motif. This, the hat, and this part right here. So it's coming right along. I'll probably stitch on this some more this month. And this one is in a Mama Joan bag that I bought last year. Of all the bags I bought, I love hers the best. I mean, all of the ones I have are really good. I love them. But Mama Joan, they're awesome. Love her bags. Okay. Then I stitched on that for 2 days. And then I stitched on, no, 3 days actually. So, then I stitched on something that was not part of a series or a collection. It was a standalone chart. It's not a Halloween chart, but this is the one I want to finish this year. It's my Verlinden Quaker sampler mystery from Weinberg Designs. I did this part right here, and this motif goes all the way down. I'm gonna have to move my Q-snap when I get to the bottom of it because it's a huge motif. So this is the bottom row, and I'm just gotta go to the very end, and I want so badly to get that one done. So I'm trying to work on it at least a little bit every week. I haven't been as much as I should have, but I'm going to try to work on it every week from now to the end of the year. Okay. All right, and I worked on that for a couple of days, and then I started this one here. This was in this bag. This is from Victoria's Crafty Room. I think it's the name of it's from Etsy, Victoria's Crafty Room, I think. And it's got a really cool vinyl front. I do like the vinyl fronts because that way you can see what's in there. I'm doing it with all the called for threads except for calls for Raven from Aghast. And the Raven I have one skein that's pretty kind of dark because it's for the actual birds. And on the pattern, the birds look black. And it's for part of the words up here too. And they really look black. But one of my ravens was kind of pretty dark, but the other one I had, and you need 2 skeins of it, was greenish, more green than dark. So I switched it out for Carrie's Creations Raven, which is darker, but it works. The only problem I have with this is it's cotton, and I like her threads usually, but this, for some reason, it's not. I don't like the way it's stitching it. I mean, the way it feels. I just don't like the way it feels, but it'll work. So I'm going to use this because I'm going to use what I got. And here's where I've gotten so far. This is on 32 count Queen Anne's lace, Jobelin. And that's what I've got so far. That's about probably 300 stitches, 300 stitches at least. Let me look and see if it tells. 447 stitches. That's what I'll put on that. And it's fun. I love doing these little, even though there's more than one color in there, it's kind of hard to tell. There is. Let me hold it up a little closer, see if you can tell. Yeah, you can, well, a little bit. But, and I love this fabric. For a 32 count, this is one of my favorite fabrics. It's a great neutral for a lot of different things. So you'll see that with a lot of my stitching that I'm going to use. I've got that. So. Alright, and then I started another new one, and this is Nevermore by Lila Studio. And I got it in, this is my Guerin tote bag, my first and only bag from him. He showed these on the group, which I'm in a part of his group, and said that they were doing these and wanted anyone that wanted one to put me please in there, and I put me please in there. Well, that one is not for where I've got my here's that one, Lila Studio. This is Nevermore. And I have it on the Call For fabric, which is Spar from Picture This Plus is 40 count, and it's kind of cattywampus where I haven't got my fabric straight. But so this is the whole width of it. I wanted to make sure I had the right amount of fabric because it says it'll fit, and I want to make sure I had it in the right spot. So I got that done. I really like this fabric though. It's easy to stitch on, and it's light enough. I can see it really well. So that's really good. I'm using the Call For fabrics for that, or threads for that. So that was right fun. So that's all the stitching I've got so far this month. You know, the beginning of the month, and so I'm doing pretty good. 2 new starts, which I do have a few more I want to start. And now that it's gotten a little bit cooler, this is hot tea weather. This is Capri from Harney & Sons. I really love this one. My favorite is the hot cinnamon spice from Harney & Sons. It's really good. This is a Yeti cup, and it stays hot forever. I don't like my tea once it starts getting cool. I don't drink coffee at all, which I wish I did. You know, everyone likes coffee. I just don't like it. But when I drink something hot, like hot chocolate or tea, I want it to stay more than lukewarm. It's got to be warm. Not warm enough to burn me, but warm enough to where it feels like a hot drink. I'm just weird that way. So I want to show you some things I want to work on. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have a little bit of... I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, I already showed you that. I want to show you the other things I want to work on in the next week. Here is a Halloween one that I started last year. Well, I don't know if you can call it exactly Halloween, but it's kind of Halloween. It's called Salem. This is by Verbena. I have several of her patterns. I love them. She's this is cross stitch by Verbena. She's on Etsy. Patterns are really reasonable, and they're downloads, of course. And they're really fun to stitch too. So I want to work on that one. And also this one here, the Raven, or Nevermore. I'm using that for this week's Magical Stitches homework. Also want to start this one, which there's a sale going on with this one. I ordered the threads from Victorian Motto. This is Harvest Delivery, Plum Street Samplers. And I have, and the fabric I'm using is 40 count Country Mocha by Newcastle Linen. It's really thin. And most of the ones I've got that are Country Mocha are not that thin, I didn't think, but you know, it's 40 count. And the conversion that Victorian Motto did for them, I ordered that. So I'm ready to go on that. I just got to get some stitches in it. I'm excited about that. If I could, I'd stitch everything I have. I mean, just stitch on every pattern I have. But that is not possible. Okay, this is another one that's a stitch along that I want to get started on. I hadn't got started on it yet. I was having trouble because it calls for like 8 skeins of Raven. and I decided I'm going to use it. And the conversion was for DMC 310, so I'm going to use Anchor 403 instead of the 310. And I'm using, and it calls for, which here it is. It's the Praiseworthy Stitches, and this is Halloween. There's only 3 colors in it. It's got Raven, Purple Majesty, and Sweet Potato. And so I'm using the 403, and I'm using Shades of Purple from Victorian Motto for the Purple Majesty. And this one is called Pumpkin Bread by Victorian Motto. So that's what I'm using for the orange. So I want to start that one. I might start that one tonight. Once I finish enough stitches in this one for my homework, I might start this one. So that'd be cool. I'm excited about that. Okay, I think that's all my whips, all my starts, and all the ones I want to start. I think. Except for a couple of patterns. Now here is one that I'm going to start pretty soon. Maybe not this month because it is dark stitching. But I have all these beautiful samplers. I think Sampler September made me realize how many samplers I have that I haven't got started. And this is a pattern from the Scarlet Letter. It only calls for a red and a blue. It's not a big sampler. And it's called Elizabeth Razor 1834. And it says a red and a blue, but it looks more pink to me. That looks really, it's a shiny picture. But that really looks pink instead of red to me. I like the pink, so I may pick out a pink. But it looks like several different colors of pink, so I need to see where that. It's one of those handwritten charts, which hand-drawn charts. Wow, I should show it to you, but it's just those are hard to see. But I might maybe scan it and then I can put it on my good reader, and maybe that way I can blow it up a little bit and it's easier to see it. So I do want to get this one started. I might do that next month, but next month there'll be time for Christmas stitching. And I really want to get some Christmas stitching done, which I've got several started, just like Halloween. Okay, I got a couple things in the mail this week. Not much. I'm trying to be really good. And one of them is, this is my fabric from Under the Sea Fabrics, my fabric of the month. I get 32 count Lugana, no Jobelin. And it's called Changing Leaves. It's beautiful. Wow, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm not one for really marbled fabric, but a monochrome would look good on that. And it's not too bad. It's not like ice dye. And a lot of people really love the ice dyed fabric, which I think is really pretty, but I just do not see stitching on it because it's just so busy. I just don't think I can stitch on it. I mean, you have to have something really like black, or depending on the fabric, what color the fabric was, but you have to have something monochrome for sure to look good on there. A lot of people stitch like mirrors on it, on that ice dyed fabric, and it looks, I mean, whatever they like is great. But, I wouldn't like it. And here is another pattern from Lila Studio. I saw it on her website, on Etsy, and I just had to get it. AES sampler circa 1890, a reproduction adaptation sampler. What she's got it is she's got the stitches in there the way it was stitched, which has missing stitches, and then she's got a symbol in there that you can stitch to finish the motifs that she did that was not finished. If you want to have the whole thing, which that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the finished. I'm not going to do the actual reproduction. I'm going to do the adaptation. And it calls for 4 colors. And I think she said they did it in silken colors, maybe. Yeah, silken colors. I'm not going to do that. I might try some overdyed that I have, or maybe just DMC. But that's not going to be anything I start anytime real soon. I do want to start it though, and for too much longer. But anyway, that's my stitching for the month so far. And what I plan to stitch for the next few days. And I'm not sure when I will get back. I'll probably get back to you before too long. I want to have enough to show you, so, but I'm still using my book of days from Needlework Press. This is my October so far. What I do is I write down every day what I stitched, how many stitches on each one I've stitched. So at the end of the month, I can just tell you how many stitches I stitched and what I stitched on. Over here, I put my starts, and then I'll go down a ways and I'll write if I have finishes, and then I'll write down underneath at the end of the month each pattern and how many stitches I stitched on. Well, it's just, it's something that's kind of fun, and I'm curious. So, because I've just recently started counting stitches. I always thought that sounds like so much trouble, but I downloaded me an app for counting, and it makes it a whole lot easier. It's this is it right there. All you gotta do is go. And so I can sit there and just go touch, touch, touch as I'm going across the line with my finger, and away I go. All right then. Well, I appreciate y'all watching. If you have any questions, any comments, just make sure you comment below. If there's anything you'd like to see, you let me know, and I will try to do it. I might do some more of like just certain designers. Like I have a whole lot of Blackbird, a whole lot of Plum Street samplers, Little House Needleworks. I might just decide one day to like just show all my Blackbird design patterns, or whichever, and so I can show you what I have and what I've got started. I haven't got a lot of started of Blackbird, but I do have a couple, and I'd like to get those. Work on those some more too, but right now I'm working on the Dark October, so we'll see what happens. So I will talk to you all pretty soon, and y'all have a good week, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.